Back? Yeah, that was weird. I put in chat, OBS crashed. Okay. That was weird. Okay. Violently? That's right, it's no laughing matter, especially in the winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right, raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finish me off. Okay. This one? You left Iris to help with what? The training, right? What do you think? The Acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the Disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the Acolytes so that they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night you met Iris in the Inner Temple, correct? Yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. There's no bath... Okay. Oh. Wait. That's when I saw it. I do, Stefan. I do have a quote command. Thanks for the follow, JJK. I left Iris to help the Acolyte, and I returned. So, but didn't Iris say that she didn't do that? Hold on. Oh, the items are switched around. So, and I think you can do exclamation point quote add to then add more to that. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Okay. Hood. Because Iris was saying... Oops, sorry about that. Iris was saying... Yeah, there's only one quote. She was in her room. So I think this is a contradiction, is it not? I think it might be. Nice. The Edgeworth objection? Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, 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 don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of the Hazakura Temple. In that case, Ms. Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the Inner Temple at all. She said that? A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the Inner Temple would make for a much better alibi. It's so interesting to have that smirk on our side this time. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. I'm surprised Canadian Udgy doesn't remember. At least a tiny bit. All people lie, that is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have reason to lie, which means we must call your memory into question. Dear, 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 you're older than me and yet you... Wait, hold on. You want to play games, do you? Police... Shito? Well, that isn't exactly what I... my memory's perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you're going to question the memory of the witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that that alone would do the trick. I think Francisca's writing as far as logic is much better in this case than 2-2/2-3, or so I remember. Interesting. I don't think I had many problems with it before, but I'm interested to see what's changed since then. Let's return the cross-examination, and she's supposed to add to the testimony? That night I was helping an acolyte with her training. Okay. Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly like she had been at dinner. What was she dressed like at dinner? That's cool, Weaver. I look forward to it. But the thing, so yeah, let me press that. Me too, Wolfman. That would be awesome. But hey, we got the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I think I'm gonna do a poll, both on Twitch and Twitter, to maybe decide the next game we do for Mondays, between maybe the Somnium Files, FF9 maybe, and Great Ace Attorney. That might be what I do. It makes sense she'd be more formidable in the final case in the trilogy versus the middle case games. Oh yeah, for sure. Are you sure that you're not making a mistake? You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. I hope it's the Somnium Files? It's what I was thinking would be the next one, so I might not change it. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness. I hope you're enjoying them, Weaver. I have to wonder. So, but we have a piece of clothing here. So she's saying she was dressed exactly the same way she was at dinner. Well, I'm not tired from the gameplay at all, Stefan. That's the reason why I'm thinking it. I thought I might need a break as well, but at the moment, like, I wouldn't be saying this if I felt I needed one. Because I thought I might be, but I don't feel burnt out at all. How's it going, Ark? I kind of wish I is next. It's great, and I look forward to you playing it, but I want... Yeah, so guys, me suggesting it at all, don't worry, that completely bypasses any fears of burnout. I wouldn't be suggesting this if I felt burnt out. So don't worry about that. You can leave that out of the equation when you do vote. And I'll have the last say, obviously, so it's just to kind of gauge the opinions. It can be a bit slow. Yeah, don't worry about burnout. Also, hello again, Ark. I think I said that, but hello. Do you think you would give a go at any of the other games emulated or with fan translations? No, I don't think so. Not without an official release. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, because she receded in the intermittent time. Witness, let's get this one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon warding hood, correct? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Ms. Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night. Yeah, I wouldn't stream on mobile, Weaver. That's too much of a pain, for me personally. Before the lights out bell was rung, it was given to them. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Iris she saw would have been missing this very hood. Well, well, well. I love the boxes. It's not a bad feeling at all exposing contradictions like this. King, now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order in the court. Witness your response. Sister, this hood, you have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares, well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see a stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one. Yeah, I don't want to stream from the DS or 3DS either. Honestly, it's anything outside of PC and console isn't really in the equation, just because of that. This should be the only hood that Iris owns. Then this is quite strange. If there's a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of these. There's no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. What consoles do you have? PS4, PS5, Switch are the primary ones? The seeds of doubt. Witness. While I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on the way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. Yeah, I don't have a problem with playing games on mobile. Like, my first experiences with two of my favorite video games, Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI, were on mobile. FF4 I played on mobile as well, Dragon Quest V. But these days I definitely prefer to have it on screen, and it's easier for streaming, for sure. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple, and as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was, Mystic Elise. And with that sword of all things. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out her window. Wait, was that right? You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? Wait, I don't think that makes sense. If I was in your place, then it would be, yeah, I'm aware we were. It's just not for me. I just prefer to keep things how they are. Then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name, can't you do something about that habit of yours? Okay, there was a statement in here. The last one? Yeah, this one. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out the window. I don't think that's right. I think it's the opposite. I think it's... what do I use, though? Oh, autopsy? Yeah, body fell 10 feet after death. Contradiction. Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you're overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report. The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. Excuse me. However, this fall was... after she was killed. Ah, that's right. It says after death here. Thank you, Sarah. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right, the victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room, and she was then thrown out of her window onto the courtyard below. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Donham's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a bloodstain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, is there any blood? 1,000? Goddamn, Wolfman. Yeah, having Edgeworth on this side of the stand is amazing. No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. I wonder who the judge supports. If there was no blood in the room, then I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure Your Honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood? Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. Indeed, with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true, with the weapon still in the body, there won't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. When she leans on her elbows like that, I can't think straight. I think she might be doing it on purpose then. It's a genuine tactic. We've come to a conclusion. Also, very understandable. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all contradictions. Order! I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Again? Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Not that I think straight in the first place, but... Witness, please, remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. I can already see the incoming. Yep. Bikini peeking up is so funny. It's a great visual gag. You see this? Franziska stands? You see this? I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip? Oh boy. I don't understand Maya Franziska shipping. Bikini Franziska's where it's at? I mean, hey, could this be the seed of a brand new... Or not new for me, but AO3 category? Who could say? Alright. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke... Mystic Amy was stabbing Mystic Elise in the back. Oh, the statue. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Miss Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska Von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that. Okay. I didn't actually see her stab her. Okay. Think carefully, this is very important. It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. It might not be conclusive, but... this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. I've never seen so much blood before. Okay. Okay. I think I get the picture. So I think we pressed 1, 2, so third one now. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right, some of it had spattered onto Iris too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was folded neatly in the corner. What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press the point... Yeah? When in doubt, press it out. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed, but now you say you saw the victim bleeding. Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her. Plain as day. That's a big difference, Bikini. Pulling the sword out. Well, it wasn't exactly pulling, it was more like it came out. What are you talking about? Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony. What do you mean? Was that important? Or are you being so vague? More important than you can imagine. I saw the incident in which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. Smoothly, you say? You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out. That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Amy. Mystic Elise was on the ground and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mystic Elise's body. It slid out from that gaping wound. It goes without saying that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding. Nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. Okay. Something that couldn't have happened did happen. Okay. So he focused on the smooth part. Up to the hilt. If it's plunged in like that, can it smoothly come out with all the ridges? Or with all the little things? Is that what he's talking about? Yeah, Edgeworth is soloing it. I was wondering if he would get someone. Maybe down the line he could. So is that even possible? For it to be smooth? Let's try it. Oh crap. Oh crap, no. Damn it. I thought that was the right... Oh crap. Don't try to play mind games with me, even when Edgeworth gets it wrong. Curses, it appears that I have yet to adjust to be on this side of the courtroom. Okay. I saw the incident in which it was plunged into the hilt and smoothly drawn out. That doesn't look smooth to me. Do I present the actual sword? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Oh, there we go. I thought it would have been used for the photo as well. Okay. Sister Bikini, you're a reliable witness. At least I like to think so, but there are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to the hilt into its victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from her body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. Okay. I only thought of one of the two. We did get there in the end. Explain yourself. To start with, do you think that it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? It would be hard. No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Doesn't appear. What meaningless dribble. I, too, may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, so should I so choose. Don't get any ideas, chat. I'm sure she can apply that to women as well. The objection stands! Yeah, women can volunteer, for sure. For sure. I whipped a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up until the hilt, well, just look at the branches on it. Oh, it certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. Also, literally, the reason it couldn't be plunged into the hilt is because the blood doesn't go to the hilt. Maybe? That could be it as well. We also have the problem of the... Yes! Exactly, my king. It's true that when a blade is left in the body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be... Okay, never mind. He wasn't thinking the same thing. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. Good so far, Avi Burger. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the Shichishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. I'm not finished. Oh, is this it? There is still one more conclusive contradiction. You've got more? This one is simple. Oh, okay, he's got it. Edgeworth got where I was in the first place. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? There we go. Big brain? Big brain mode activated? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No! Order! Ah, bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that. But what does this all mean? You've proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is... the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shichishito. What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool? Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think the sword was the murder weapon? Well, I saw it in the victim. Mystic Amy was holding it. Exactly, however, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shichishito was the murder weapon. Order! So maybe the Shichishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. Answer the question, Miss Von Karma. No evidence of that kind was found. Gotcha. Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. Yeah, Elise has been put through the ringer. What is it, sister? I was just thinking it's impossible that just maybe what actually happened was it was just over there. What are you going on about? What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe... I think I know where the sword was disposed of. You what? Well then. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else could this old woman have seen? I saw the murder at around 11 p.m., and after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. Oh? It takes 50 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Huh. Okay. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape, but with my back and my age, you know. Right. There were indeed some snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph. Okay. I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. The tracks begin in front of the Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did you really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. Okay. Okay. 11. After asking that it be reported, I went to the main gates. I saw tracks.
Hold it!
You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right. The one who trampled me. It seems she's the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright, he didn't even have his cell phone on him. He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too. Anyways, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back, so I thought I'd go to the main gate for a spell. Okay. Bikini's serious stare is hilarious to me for some reason. It is funny to see her anything other than jovial, you know? As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. Yep. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course, it was parked in front of the gate. So she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? I don't... Just press it. Just press it. I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. I see, I never thought of that. That's right, I overlooked that too. Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. There you go. Snow? For some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it? Curses. I think there was a little. There was a little on the front of it. It seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh? How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? Okay. Maybe they threw the weapon into the Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Would that work?
Hold it!
How long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 20 to 30 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to concede that it's more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Iris could have done that. She could drive a snowmobile. Hold on. Whoa! Game's glitching. Whoa!